All right. This time it should be good to go. I'm gonna double check. All right. Yeah. So reason I'm here is because I saw an interesting post going on today.
All right. Yeah. So.
And kind of got under my skin because every time I see this person talk, they talk in fallacies, they talk in circles, and it just gets old. I'm gonna bring it up and I'm gonna make my point. Yeah, man, I fucked up and had my volume down on my shit, and it didn't work out because I couldn't figure out what the hell I did. All right, yeah, it was for the old one. All right, so the reason why I'm talking on this is because I see this post come up, and pull it up here too, so I can read it all. Person had posted, um, yeah, so Rexer was speaking to lawyers and throwing mystery coder under the bus. Michael also asking for YouTubers not to show any kind of hacks. I do not understand. Are they or are they not okay with people cracking their machines? And this post was made under another person's post, and it says from the Rexer show, you may not have to had to take it down, but what Mystery Encoder did was unethical and illegal. I spoke with lawyers. I'm assuming he didn't do anything special. Probably talked to the neighbor that he always brags about, and they all said, all but one, right? What he did was prosecutable if desired. I won't contest that. I'm not saying I'm anti-piracy, but I definitely am not going to showcase how to hack into a company's proprietary software in order to take unauthorized ROMs. Okay, have at it. You know, I respect that. But what I don't respect about you is that you have a lot of friends that do. And you have this funny way of doing selective politics. You never call them out. Let's pull up a case. We have Papa Brad here. I'm not digging on Papa Brad. I'm making a point. Let's read his post. Tim Encoder iArcade hack today only. Got unreleased games. And Papa Brad did a service to the community by posting what Team Encoder wanted out. Mr. Encoder releasing this publicly, and you guys can see it. And he writes, "Good luck, gamers." Also see the Kongs R Us video, and he refers them to another YouTuber. Are you going to eventually come after your friend, or are you just going to play blind to that, or are you just going to come after me if I post what he posts? Because that's what you seem to like to do. Let's move on to this. We have Steps Gaming here talking about the DLC for Retro Wrestling. She writes, "There's still a way to update it if you really want to. I will hope you consider it, as I love the iArcade version. There is someone who is hoping to open the cabinet up and allow indie devs to release the titles and charge them for their own. Something worth looking to, as there are some super fans." This was our talking about Nick's here, another guy. Seem all to be all iArcadians here. Person wrote, Jeff Bender, Nick's reviews. Thought you were against this type of action. Person writes, how many people were able to download Metal Slugs and get it to work before the plug was pulled? And Jeff Bender writes, me. And another person calls him out. I thought you were against doing this type of stuff, Jeff. Thanks for the receipts. And then what really, really killed me was this. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. I'm sure you will. I have a point to make, and this was today, apparently, I guess. People shouldn't celebrate the closing of iArcade as only the community suffers. So while criticize me for being anti-community, I would never celebrate the failure of something that only takes away from the community. Man, for the little time I've known about you and your hypocritical ass, come on, man. Arcade one up, anymore? Jesus Christ. Unlike others, criticizing one up to be better quality and cheaper and honest with their ads is completely different than celebrating the company's failures. If you could watch John D hang from a tree, you would. Get the fuck out of here, dude. The true dirtbags are the ones that celebrate a bad thing happening to the community. Not to mention, they are laughing while we all celebrate the options. That while we celebrate the options, the mystery encoder and Glenn are bringing to the machine. What the? Which is it, man? You for them or against? You're right. We celebrate their options. And your fucking ass has the audacity to go after Toxin. I'm seeing a theme here. I'm seeing a fucking theme with you. You may not have to have it taken down, but what mystery encoders did was illegal. What mystery coders did was illegal. We're going to celebrate mystery encoders with Glenn. What mystery codes did was illegal. We're going to celebrate mystery coders with Glenn. You're scum, dude. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with this fucking community? Have some fucking ethics. Like, stick with it. You know, I would respect you more if you stuck to your guns and you were like, hey, man, I'm not cool with that. Okay, cool. Respect that. Or, hey, I'm on, this. Cool, I respect that. But your fucking flip-flop to choose who you flip-flop on, it's disgusting. This isn't some typo. This isn't fucking me misunderstanding you. This is the shit you pull. This is the gaslight you pull. This is the narcissism you pull. This is what all you guys do. This is crazy. Oh my God. You're all for Glenn doing the same shit. And then when someone else posts about it, you're fucking against it. Let's see what we got here. And coming from Glenn. Oh, so this is why you changed up? Because Glenn is, apparently I'm getting some receipts that Glenn is okay with what Mystery Coders is doing. Now you're on fucking board and it's too fucking late because you decided to be a piece of shit and an asshole and attack another member of the community. And then now that your boy is on it, you change your tone. Man. What's going on, Thor? I'm just talking about how this guy, a plague, a stain, decides he wants to come after Toxin for speaking on the mystery coder bit, doing what every other freaking YouTuber is doing, like Papa Brad, which is fine. I got nothing against it. Steps, okay, nothing against it. What I'm against is motherfuckers like him never holding people accountable. Oh, he holds people accountable, excuse me. But you probably got to look like Toxin. Because it gets old, man. It gets old. He's for it. He's against it. He's for it. He's against it. I'm gonna beat this shit up forever because he needs to say something. Hey, yeah, I was a dummy and came and saw Jesus. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, that's I needed to get that out here. Thank you, Thor. That's all I'm trying to get is that how is it both? And yes, I'm gonna bring these guys into it because these are his pals. These are, the folks that he constantly will bat for. But he's not gonna say nothing about them. He's not gonna say nothing about them. He's not gonna say nothing about Jeff Bender. He's not gonna say nothing about Kongs or us. You know, he's not gonna say nothing about. Well, he may say something about Kongs or us, but he ain't gonna say nothing about Papa Brad, Steps, Nix. But he's got a lot to say to Toxin. A lot to say. And it's bullshit. It gets old. You know, someone needs to call you on your shit, man. And just like you did to me, where you like to come by my fucking YouTubes and stuff like that, I'm gonna be your Batman. I'm gonna give you the attention you yearn for, since you want to make yourself known to me. Good trouble. I love good trouble. Yeah, we fucking know why I beat that shit down, dead horse. This is gonna take me a while to digest because it was another thing with the rest of the folks. I'm gonna call them out on it too. Prior to all this, they weren't for it, and then now they say, oh, we love doing what we do. Yeah, and just for some standards, folks. You know, hey, I do the pirate thing, but reason why I joined the arcade is because I got to buy it. You know, and then I do what I got to do to get the rest. Okay, but that's not what y'all did. Y'all would beat people down and attack and attack and attack, just like this motherfucker's doing right here. Why did you have to come all the way? You had to type in a hyperlink or click on links. Why you even subscribe to this guy if you don't care about his thoughts? Let me guess. You didn't know about it. Somebody ran to you, and then you decided to be petty and then run to him because he's not coming to you. Fucking joke, dude. Yeah. I don't disagree with anything you're saying, Goofy. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. My point is this, and then this. And if you weren't here, he's now saying he's okay with it. Glenn is now saying he's okay with it. This isn't just happening in a span of a year or something. He did this to attack this person. And then soon as Glenn gives the thumb up, there's an agenda. There's an agenda, Goofy. That's my point. And then, okay, you say this, right? But then imagine if you pulled this number, Goofy. Imagine if you wrote this. Imagine if you wrote this, Goofy. Will Rexer come for you the way he's coming for him? Will it come for Nix for downloading this stuff? Yeah, I agree. And like I said, good trouble. I'll be his Batman. He wants the attention. He needs his Batman. He could be my Joker. You're not what, Goofy? I don't get it. Did I say you were doing something you didn't do? Talk to me. Correct. I didn't say you were okay with it. I said I was given a. I'm doing critical thinking. Okay, so when I'm speaking, I'm trying to give you an analogy to give you a thought process to see different point of views. My point is, okay, let's not use you since I don't think you can get out of that. Let's use Gunther here in the chat. Say Gunther did it and he posted what Brad posted, right? Would he attack Gunther over it? I say yes, because he's not in his clique. But if you did it, he wouldn't. Because look right here. Now he's mad and he's ready to celebrate with Mr. Encoder and Glenn. Because I just got sent screenshot that Glenn is 110% fine with what Mr. Encoder is doing. That's the point I'm pointing out, is that the hypocrisy. Just have some ethics, some integrity. This isn't some innocent Freudian slip of the mouth shit. This is exactly what this guy's talking about, what Thor's talking about. He's stirring up shit. And when he stirs up shit, he's very selective with who he does it with, just like the rest of them. I don't know if someone just asked me, did John file for bankruptcy? I don't know about all that. Probably. But yeah, I'll say the same shit for an hour. You don't have to watch. But that's pretty much the gist right now of what I needed to get on and talk about, because this is the shit that I'm gonna keep highlighting when I see it. Let me guess. This is another nasty video, but what people are doing here isn't nasty. I say people. I'm talking about Rexer. You're virtual signaling, you're grandstanding, and then you flip. Fucking a joke. Let me see what else we got today. Wish I could pull this shit up. Mr. Coder said he's literally been raided by the FBI Secret Service for over 10 years ago, and it was all dropped. Let's see here. Mr. Coders pretty much went off on Rexer, saying he isn't going to scare me. I'm not new to this stuff. Michael joked and said B is the biggest troublemaker. And then Rexer thought, joked with Mystery Coder and called him the real life Snowden. I'm fine with people that don't like something, but some people went way too far according to steps. Yeah, that's not according to the audios you send me, or you sent. You're one too. According to Christian steps. According to Christian steps, this person right here, she says, quote unquote, I've talked to Glenn. He told me he is fine with Mystery Encoder doing this. Maybe explains now his change of tone. does she say? Now he writes, well, the celebration should be with Glenn and Mystery Encoder made it better. So they are trying to falsely celebrate a negative when it actually is positive. But you was riding this dude's dick. Stirring up shit on his fucking channel, dude. He didn't ask for your punk ass opinion on this shit, and then you change your mind because Step said so, that Glenn said so. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's for piracy. Here. Completely for piracy, but that wasn't even the theme. Hey man, Spin Master met his Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, I believe in the heart of the cards. I'm gonna deal the cards have been dealt. I'm sure you're loving this. Oh, you got a show today? The weekly. I need to start putting that up. Yep. I don't know. He ain't do nothing illegal, did he? Freedom of speech. You talking about the trans shit? No, that's not illegal. You know, you're free to be a jackass. But you know, you're not free from consequences. Man, see, I just learned about these slide stuff, man. I'm gonna be having some fun fucking later, man. I'm gonna have a whole slew of this shit. This is the type of shit that needs to be done. Because what people do is they fuck around behind Discords and they fuck around on Facebook, and then no one brings this shit to light. I disagree. I think it's the neighbor he brags about. He probably was cutting his fucking yard, and he's like, "Hey man, I heard some blah, 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 blah." You know. But yeah, most likely. I know I talked on it already. So Goofy had a question. What does it do to the property when someone wants to buy the IP? I think I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not into the business, but if I was to use, my knowledge of understanding, it it remains the same as long as the person wants it to remain the same. It's up to the person. So I guess we can use Star Wars as an example, right? LucasArts, Disney pretty much maintained it in their own way, but they're just overall in charge. They could have dissolved it and still have the stuff. Marvel, I don't think you see any differences in Marvel right now. They're running just fine to me. People may have issues over some of the movies and stuff, but I mean, Miles Morales is one of the best things to come, last 15 years, and same IP to me. Peace, bro. I wish I could put those other screens up, man. But here's what's crazy is the double down. When he was responding to about not being okay with because he admitted to downloading Metal Slugs, a property he does not own legally. And then he says, well, I never said I was against it. Okay. I have an ALU with some awesome builds with every game changing. So what's your point? And then I remember the person made the point, which was just like everybody else in that crew, if they said something like that, they would pull a Rexer and be against it because they were. The communities had receipts for years. No, bro, I spoke on the movies, but the comics is still theirs. It's still Disney. Sony owns the movie rights to to those things. Yes, that is correct. Sorry that didn't flow correctly. I made a point about Lucasfilms, da da da, and then my head jumped. But yes, I understand. All the comics, whatnot, they are owned by Marvel, and then Sony has the movie rights, the intellectual property rights to make the movies. But I think people still need to realize it's still actually Marvel's property. They're just allowed to freely use it whenever they seek it. That's why you'll see like the collaboration crap. Let's see here. Any more messages? But yeah, I don't understand how many times these people are gonna pull this stuff, where you see this shit, they're against, now they're for. I appreciate that. Big Reese, man, he created this. It's a dope hat, man. A little small on my big head, but I love it. I'm gonna be wearing it everywhere. Thank you. We got up here. Yeah, so I mentioned how they're not gonna hold them accountable, and folks just can't believe it. How it's always the same shit. It's all it's always turn a blind eye and pull this shit when it's your boys, you know. Fucking a joke. Yeah, and I made this point a year ago when he had started working with him with the um well, it was before he started working with him, excuse me, is when he made his Build-A-Cape, which I'm for, but in the end, we all know it's what we're doing. I don't know about you, but there's no way in heck I own the largest library of retro games. So yeah, everyone did what they did over the course of the years, and you get the stuff. Of course, they keep their hands clean because all they're doing is providing you for the emulation. But in the freaking end, it's the same shit. It's the same shit. Y'all, yeah, it was his way to give Glenn the keys, and then if need be, John will probably still get a cut on the side, and they're all talking heads together because Gunther had a control deck that he was going to release as well, but there was just straight gatekeeping. Like, how do you gatekeep the guy that you employed? He was a current employee. That makes no sense. Are you disappointed in what everyone's doing, or you're disappointed in the hypocrisy? I could, it could be both, because this right here, man, this is not okay. This is the kind of stuff I'm gonna keep pointing out. I agree, man. Every single one of us that I'm looking at, they would destroy, go after. How dare you ruin Jong's business for doing what you're doing? And now it's Mr. Coder is here to save the day with Glenn. Come on, man. Read between the lines. Yes. I need to find that. And if it goes down, y'all know why. because Mikey did. I remember that. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for your integrity. I respect you a lot for that. Um, he did it. If you guys paid attention, Mike Swalback admitted he handed over the keys to Mystery Encoder, because I remember the forums was livid and went off and like, now this motherfucker, like something's off about that he would do that. Right. It doesn't make sense, and not just to see, it was Gunther CEO. He hired Gunther. He hired that man. Competition was supposed to be good, right? Options, right? Mm-mm. Gatekeeping. Yes. Yes. But yeah, that's a lot of respect right there, Goofy. And it's not about taking sides or whatever. Wrong is wrong, right is right. Gunther and Casey, they've been good friends for a little bit now, and they hold my ass accountable for anything, and vice versa. Like, it's just about true friendship is about holding each other accountable. Like, hey man, you was wrong for doing that. You need to apologize or something like that. Or hey, this is what happened. Just like with that Nick's BS, sending Casey all those fucking hate-filled BS messages. And I called his ass out, especially called out the developer to hold his ass accountable. If you're not going to hold him accountable, then I'm going to hold you both accountable. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. Nobody's got any statements or questions. But yeah, this is getting old. This is getting really sick. This is getting tiring. This is old. Now I've got to learn how to do these little slides here. Y'all better have fucking, you might as well send it through 5 fucking different people before you start talking. Thank you. Exactly. Wrong is wrong and right is right. Give it time. Many will see the light. Not all, but the critical thinkers will come around. That's all I ask, is just have some critical thinking. That's all. I'm new to the iArcade. I could never understand why people didn't want to hack the board. It's Android based. You could get the Play Store, yet people were okay with doing it to A1 because of the cult following that Jong had. That's it. I'm sure. Maybe A1 Up was good for it or not good for it, but in the end, you own your own damn system. It's yours. That's the way I see it. Regardless if it's right or wrong. But also, Game Fridge, you would have been attacked by Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C, and the biggest D of them all. Switching on you. Imagine if he said this to you, coming on your fucking streams and shit to try to incite shit. And then next thing you know, in private, he's making little silly ass comments, reverting on it. And he said this literally, one sentence over after Steps gave the all clear that Glenn was okay with it. Exactly. Like, who? Like, I bought your controller. Thank God. Thank you, Glenn, for being smart enough to do these things and having the resources for doing it. But I'd be damned if you become a gatekeeper. It's the same as right to repair. Yeah, right to with having that illegal ass warranty sticker on the product like that, telling you you can't access the item. Fucking, it's legal, dude. Do you think retaliation with the control board is going to affect A1 Up, especially with those many Simpsons? Don't know if I understand it. Do you think retaliation with this control board is going? Uh, hmm, no, because what's that stopping from anyone doing it with any mod or hack? Um, and we still got to realize that iArcade has no goddamn base. There's hardly any owners, man. I mean, we've already did the numbers, right? And if I could think, total sales were like a little under 2 million. If you can end up soft modding the OEM PCB without being invasive, there is virtually no need for Glenn switching shit or his China Android PCB. Correct. None. Mystery Encoder will provide the means. I think so, as long as, and I don't think they're gonna work with Glenn to the point. Why are they even brought up together? That's the crazy part. I think they're bringing them up to excuse Mr. Encoder, so then when Glenn starts doing what he's gonna do, they can safely shift over from being hypocrites, 100% hypocrites. This everyone who's the closest in Glenn's circle was 1000% against what's happening now, even though he always would be on board with the Raspberry Pis and stuff. I wanted to support the concept of giving gamers a legit platform. Me too. This was my first real, what I consider a real arcade machine. I did not know A1 existed. I didn't. I never knew it was a thing. This is a very niche market, man. Of all the stuff that you've seen me discover and research, I thought I researched the shit out of this thing, and I got bamboozled, man. Bamboozled. But yeah, Inspired Games, but they messed up. There should have been a post-mortem plan for the jump. Exactly. I would love to see sideload of Steam, and that's it. You don't need the IR for a Pi. Correct. And that's what Glenn's thinking was going to be. It makes me think, because has this, is anyone not curious? Sorry, but it's going to be an attack. Where's Glenn's fucking miracle fix for the sin? Why can't I still have a legit Glenn board that fixed the situation with the sending? Now I'm being told there's some half-ass Raspberry Pi, none of the crap's gonna fucking work. Let's stop with the red herring. Let's go back to, where is his board? Where's the original intent? He had it up. He said he had a fix, he had a solution. Thank you, Glenn, you saved the iArcade. Or was the show and tell not true? Was it like some PC and it was really a switch, like I did on the that YouTube? you know Were you just streaming from the monitor with another board inside of it? Everybody remembers, right? He had a fix, he had a solution. So why can't I still have the legal solution, Glenn? Why can't you still make it legal and sell me the actual or OG platform you were supposed to sell? Absolutely. I believe it was. Because that's why I bought it. I bought it because I thought I was going to get a gold solution. No, it's not. People, they snuck that out. And now that when this guy found out from Steps in that chat thing I just read, he's okay with it again. I wonder why. Because people want a distraction from from that. Why can't I get the original controller you promised? Forget this future move shit. I don't care for it. Give me the original iArcade board. The solution you said that existed. Did it ever exist? Prove it. I'll buy it from you. Just like a real customer should, right? because I bought your other board. What's interesting about this post-mortem crap is that while Jong sits there and says that he's working hard to pay off the remaining developers, you got all the developers saying that they got screwed over. And then while Michael's sitting there saying he doesn't have time to push out these other developers updates and give you guys free games, he had plenty of time to go on Michael B's show and talk for 2 hours. Like, mofo, you could have been doing that for 2 hours and giving 100 people their games. Would you rather have Michael Swalback, playing around on YouTube, not working, or would you rather have him work and get 100 games out or plus? Because if it was up to the developer, they would have given it to the whole damn community. But they said, oh, we only can do limits because they were gatekeeping, because they sent them a private listing. I was actually one of the first on the list because they gave me a tweet. You guys can guess if they gatekeeped or not on that, but I still got it. Thank you, Mr. Encoder. Yep. Once again, new shit comes up, I'll answer it. Stick around until then. I'll give it about 60 more seconds and I'll log off. Yep. Yeah, there's a little bit more to that one that I'm a little sus on. If you have Metal Slugs, do not update it. Correct. There will still be due. You just don't get away with that. So we're looking at 90-something. They're operating for over like 3 years. There's no fucking way. Correct. I'm almost certainly going to get Glenn's iArcade control panel. I already got it. I mean, bought it, that is. I'm waiting. But I'm not in any rush, so may not pre-order. What would you rather have, though, Thor? Would you rather have the new one, or would you still rather have the original one and then doing whatever with it? Gov will not collect what they say is due. Government, I'm assuming they will collect what they say is due. Mike, I'll do a quick recap, man, because this isn't some scripted shit. What you walked into was this guy decided to come through toxins shit and fuss about what Mystery Coder did was illegal, and he talked to lawyers because Rex is so important, and how everything's hacking and whatnot. And then I pointed out the hypocrisy of folks in this circle posting about Encoder getting the games, and basically showing how they support it, downloading Metal Slugs, referring developers to Mystery Encoder, how to go and do the Mystery Encoder exploit. And then on another chat, Steps here writes, well, I spoke to Glenn and Glenn's okay with it. And then this man makes an immediate fucking edit and goes, oh, well, it's cool. We should be celebrating with Mystery Encoder and Glenn. And I got the receipts on the other stuff where he doubles down even more and is like, basically, God bless Mystery Coder. It's a joke. Agreed. Everything. Yep. I wish the original had included an HDMI and USB. Day one, we all did. Day one. Let's see. So it would function as a bring your own game. He was completely against that. He had gotten to a tit for tat with Mad Pixel, I think, and then he came out with this insane picture about why iArcade's better than Raspberry Pi, and the community destroyed him. So then John made up the excuse that he got, like, it was a rogue employee that wrote it all, and he took it down. saying that he's okay with Raspberry Pi stuff. You're right. All of a sudden, exactly. Uh, and what does he think modding means? Like, that is exactly what it is. And because he knew he had to do this because the life was up. You have to read Richard's Reaches real right now. Oh man, that dude's more than that. He's plastic, man. There's no limitations. Go around the world and back and hit himself upside the head. Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, see, he would gloat and openly celebrate if IRK went. That's the point I made earlier. If this was anything with John D, he would light that guy up, up, and it was weird, fucking weird, you know. And then I, I don't get it. And he can never stand on nothing, you know. Rex, get your like. I'll send you a link here, dude. You know, and don't pull some bullshit you try to pull with Michael B and scream over the other guy. You know, have a fucking real talk. So how do I add HDMI to the IRK monitor? If you join the mod group, there's an IRK mod group with Jason Soto as the moderator. Um, I'll hook up with you there, and I'll give you a link to the to the peripheral that does it. Canada Phil hooked me up with something, so I'll clear it through. No, it's not gonna be over. These same motherfuckers are gonna be on this shit. Plus, he can take up legal recourse on behalf of a party that he's not employed, associated with, or doesn't own. Correct. Someone needs to tell Rexer to take some vitamin D, take off the damn ball cap, and cut up some circulation. Right? All right, man. Have a good rest. I guess you're going to get some sleep because you be late night gaming, dude. Got like 7 shows to do. I would get Gen's deck if it was set up for stream or Fightcade, not getting another product for a maybe or soon. Well, I mean, with the new Glen deck, wouldn't that be a thing? Because it'll allow for like a pass through or some bull crap. I mean, all you're doing is switching it over. We're giving this guy too much credence. All they're doing is using a different source for the controller. Like I've already done that with my stuff. I got sending on my IRK through the monitor and all that good crap, you know. Mm-hmm. The board will give you HDMI, DVI, and VGA as a source of input. Yeah, just like it's already done with what you set me up with, Phil. The only thing I don't have right now is the stock audio, but I pretty much got the amps ready for that one. Oh shit! Damn, dude. So this works essentially kill the GRS deck due to the ability to side loss with the SBC. Are you referring to the mystery encoder stuff? The board. Man, I lost myself on this one. Goofy, elaborate on the board bit. If you're talking about the original Glen board, it was supposed to basically be the whole call out when I said about it is that Glen's board would have never worked on the original IRK to begin with, because in order for it to work, he would have to have another actual, what do you call those crap, the PCB boards to make it work. So either he had another type of board and they added the USB to it, or John gave him rights to, put it out. There was never any real solution other than what I just said. And I'm wondering, where is it now? You know, because now we're being told we're not getting that. So there was never a solution, because if there was a real solution, wouldn't the right thing to do would be to carry on the IRK solution? Gotcha, man. I appreciate your hard work. So basically, Glenn switch will bypass the IRK board and let you use the monitor, speakers, and controls at whatever you want. Yes, and that's basically the $20 Canada Fill solution. Because if you guys dig through my shorts and stuff where I was showing off the video monitor with the sending guns, that wasn't fake. I just wasn't using the original board. I was doing the Glenn solution, the bypass. That's it. Same shit. It's Facebook mod group. The adventure there is it allows you to leave the IRK the way it was rather than fundamentally change. Yes. Yes, the mystery encoder soft mod will effectively nullify anything Glenn is doing, switching cheap, which she's not gonna mind because the loyalists will still buy the stick. So it's all good. Alrighty, wifey's home, gonna make some dinner. But yeah, this is my point. This is the type of shit that we need to start addressing, the hypocrisy. You're against it, attacking people on their fucking shit, being a fucking virtue signal. And then when you get told something else by one of your friends that you will not correct for doing the same shit, you change your tune. And that's pathetic. And I think people need to start having some more integrity, stop being a hypocrite, have better critical thinking, and just do what's right. And peace out.